Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Everyone, thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, the housekeeping notes, all the product used and all the dimensions will be listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products. There is my Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. There's a link for it. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe and help me grow in YouTube world. Before we get started, and before I show you what we're making today, I want to remind you of the starter kit special going through May 31st. And if you'd love to join the Light Keepers, we'd love to have you join us. You get, for $99, $125 worth of product that you choose out of the catalog, anything you want. You get free shipping and free business supplies. You also get $82 worth of value. You get the new in-color stamps, the in-color paper, 6x6 DSP, and the Stampin' Right markers. So this is a great deal, and if you're interested or have any questions, just send me an email. You'll find the email address below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So let's move on to our project today. Today we're going to be playing with a kit. No, we're playing a kit. We're playing with a suite. We're going to be playing with the Lily Pond Lane suite. I've had so much fun just playing around with this to see what I could do. And I'll show you a few things that are not included in the card. But anyhow, the suite, pull these out here, consists of a stamp and die. And there's the stamp set. Try to get no glare there. It is really cute. And then the dies are here. There's this beautiful, I haven't used this one yet, but I will, I'm sure. And we've got ducks, swimming ducks, standing ducks, lily pods, frogs, baby ducks, greenery, I can't remember what those, cattails. Just all kinds of fun things. But I went pretty simple this time. I should tell you, I also have both kittens in here with me. The paper is so much fun. It is a 6x6. There's 48 sheets, 12 designs, 4 of each. Isn't that beautiful? Those are little dragonflies. The paper is absolutely wonderful. Actually, I'm going to move the book out of the way. It's sort of a distraction. They got a mama duck. And I love the colors they used in this paper. It's so much fun. Got the check. Got the whole family swimming there. Just a nice scene builder. Well, we got fish in this set too. In the paper, anyhow. More ducks. Some beautiful fish. And then there's 2 sheets. These are different. You can see they're not exactly the same. These 2 sheets, I didn't grab the dies. I will grab them right now to show you. Some of these, here's Daddy on that page. Here's the mama on that page. And this baby duck. Now, it's not all of them. You have to figure out which ones are facing. So this one, I think there's 2 dads and 2 moms. Now, this one, there is a dad or a mom and a dad on this one. So you have to just look around to see which ones. Well, now, that one doesn't work. But there's several on here that work as well that you can die cut. So just play around. Oop. And don't drop. Just one moment. The cats are in here and I don't want them to play with this. I'll show you why. Hello, everybody. You can see the side of my face. That is what I just dropped. The tiny little duck. And he's tiny, so you don't want to lose him. So, anyhow, the paper is absolutely beautiful. The colors in this paper are Balmy Blue, Granny Apple Gray, Gray Granite, Peach Pie, Pretty in Peacock, and Pretty in Pink. Too many pretties there. So, the other part of this suite is, these are called Dappled Dots. I love them. I think they're so pretty. I'll hold those up if I can get them focus. You see how they got the cracked marks in them? They're really cool. So they're fun. I won't bother wrapping those up because I am going to need those shortly. So what are we making today? Well, we're making one of my little folding tower cards. So I have 3 little ducks stamped on my envelope. I didn't do much. You could color them. I just didn't do it. And this is the front of our card. And I used the ducks as I cut them out of the paper on this one. But I'm going to show you how to color them. And then if you open it, you can see the whole scene. And on the back is a place to write. It says happy birthday. And you could add some more on the back if you'd want. But that is my little duck card, and it stands up just like that. And so when it's standing, it's basically laying like this. You can see the whole scene that way. So let's get cracking. So the first thing we're going to do is as I'm bearing my trimmer over here, is we are going to do some scoring and some cutting. So the first thing we need to do, this is a piece of Granny Apple Green that is 8.5 by 5.5, and we are going to score this at 1 7/8, 3 inches. Pull this out. 5.5, and 6 5/8. So let's set this to the side for just a second. So basically, you're going to take these two here, fold the first one in, and then this one will fold back. This is a very simple card. And like this. So that's the whole base of the card. Okay, now we need our DSP that's going to go on our card. The first thing we have to do is this is 6 by 6. We're going to use the full 6-inch width, but we do need to shorten this here. And we need to shorten it to 5 1/4. So I need to take off 3/4 of an inch. So I took off a 1/2 inch off the top, I believe is what I did. 1/2 inch off the top, and then cut it at 5 1/4, which was a 1/4 inch off the bottom. But there's other seam papers in there, so you know everybody's going to be different depending on what they want to do. They may more water, less sky. You'll need to choose that. And excuse me. Then we are going to cut this paper. You're going to cut the first one at 1 5/8. Just like that. You're going to flip it over and cut it 1 5/8. So this one goes on this panel. Last one goes on this. And this is the center of our card. And yes, it does overhang, but that is how we get our design. So we do need to do some stamping. We do. This is a piece of basic white that's 2 1/4 by 5 1/4, and that's for the back. And then if you're not die cutting, I brought in a piece of scrap paper, I know I did. If you're not die cutting the ducks, you're going to need some paper to stamp on. And I know I grabbed an envelope. I thought I did. There it is. For our ducks on the outside. So for the back side, I'm using Pretty Peacock. And we're going to stamp this right here. Happy birthday. Now, the other thing we need to stamp is this panel. I laid the panels out here. This panel right here, I want to stamp on. And I want to stamp down here in the water, in Pretty Peacock, it says, "Hello, friend." Don't be afraid to stamp on your DSP. And that should be it for the Pretty Peacock. Next, we're going to use gray granite. I picked gray granite because gray granite's one of the colors in this set. And I thought it made it really nice to color the ducks with. And I will show you what I mean in a minute, because I've got some samples to show you. I played around a lot. So I'm stamping them in the gray granite. Doing one mommy. That's actually the daddy. The mommy. And the baby. Just like that. And then the envelope. Make sure I've got it going the right way. I just put 3 little ducks on mine in gray granite. But like I said, you could use other colors. You could color them if you wanted. But I just chose not to. And that's all the stamping. Now, when I did the coloring, I'm cheated a little bit. This is the piece I cut some of my ducks out of. I decided I wanted to color my paper like the DSP. So I grabbed out all the colors that were in it. And these are all the colors in the DSP, except this is a gray granite Stampin' Right marker. And I'll show you what I use that for in a few. But there's Pretty Peacock. This is Peach Pie, Granny Apple Green, Gray Granite, Pretty in Pink, and Balmy Blue. These are all the lights, no dark. So I'm just going to pick one of these to color. I'm also getting something else to show you. So I cut out 2 of these here. These are the ones that I cut out for the first card. So I wanted to reproduce these as best I could with the pins. So I'm just going to show you probably, I think the mama one I'm just going to show you, and then you can see how you do the rest. But I started with the Granite Gray. And I'm not going to do all this. I'm just going to show you what I did on one of these. You can see how I'm not making it complicated. You know, I'm just doing general coloring. Just like that. Not getting fancy. And then I came in with the Pretty in Pink. I used the bullet tip. I did a beak. Her beak, I should say. This is the girl. The one with the ring around the neck is a mallard duck. Hello, kitty. I got a kitty on my chair. These are mallards, if everybody was wondering, because they have a distinctive ring on there. Oh, put that pink away too soon. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm basically, I could move this in a little bit. There. Bring her down. I'm basically coloring her like the paper. I'm putting a little pink in here. Not like that. And then I'm going to grab the Peach Pie. I'm going to run it right into the pink. Blend it right into the pink. And then she has some blue on her tail. She has a little blue back here. Hi, Smokey. Smokey's now on my desk, and she has some blue on her tail feathers back here. I don't know if you'll see her in a minute or not. And then she has some Granny Apple Green. So I just looked at the paper, just like I'm doing now. Hi, Smokey. She's going just right around the camera. I don't know if you've seen her in there or not. Come on, baby. Get down off Mama's desk while she's coloring. Love that. Now, she has a little bit of green down here. Now, there's peacock on this one, but not. His back here is Pretty Peacock. You could put peacock here, too. I'll put a little bit of peacock. Just a little bit. I'll grab the gray granite and blend that out a little bit. You just play around with it and get the coloring the way you want it. Now, what I use this for, the Stampin' Right marker, is I just wanted to come in here and give some definition, just like on here where it's a little darker. And I just came in here, little dabs and dodges, just to give it that same look that was on that paste paper. So that's what I did for coloring all of those. I'm not going to make you wait to watch me color all of them. Back this out because she just moved all the ducks. Just a moment. She did. She walked through the ducks. Here is the daddy. Here's the mommy, and here's the baby I already colored. Now, if you want to take and color your things, this is a two stamp set, and I do want to show you this. These are the parts. This is the parts that go into the female, this is the parts the male, and then this is the legs for the male, and this is the legs for the female, and here's the baby as well. If you want to make them look like real ducks, I should have moved that out all the way. If you want to make them look like mallards, or as close as I can get them, I did that. So you can have a lot of fun, and you can make these ducks any color you wanted. But I like the paper, and I wanted to keep the fun, whimsical thing of the paper going. So that's why I went that way. But have some fun. I have all kinds of colored ducks over here. And I'm sure I'll play with other colors after a while. So let's get this card glued together. I'm going to start with the back. I'll smoke these down now. Shasta's just laying on her blanket as usual, listening to me and watching what her sister gets into. Not that she's not a curious cat, she is. But she's learned over time that when I'm filming, she's supposed to be good. Unfortunately, get these back in the right position. Smokey hasn't. Okay, and then these go in each of these panels. This paper's so pretty, it's like, why not just, you know, show all the paper. Oop, I was very careful. I didn't get too much off to the side. I would recommend, you need to stay away from the edge of the paper. Don't get too close to the edge of the paper. You want it stuck to the center panel. I wasn't thinking, but I didn't get glue right at the edge. If you want to make sure you don't get glue at the edge, put the glue on the green and then put this piece on. Sorry. I get carried away sometimes. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals. I'm going to use a baby dimensional, mini dimensional for the baby duck, because he's so tiny. I got to turn these over. And a couple little minis, or you could cut a regular 1.5 for their heads. They're just a little too small for the other. So I'm going to grab just a block here to hold this down at the front so I don't have to hold it. And I'm going to put the dad here, and I'm going to let them overhang the paper a little bit. And he's right down at the water's edge. And put her about there. And then the little guy. Go right here, in between his parents. So there's the card. And then I decided I want some bling on my card. The last time I used the gray granite ones, but this time I think I'm going to use the peach. And I'm still going to use them like I did last time. I put them in the water. But you could put them anywhere you wanted. I think they look like rocks out in the water. And that's my card. Just our lovely little ducks having a wonderful time. So this is the first one I made. This is the one where I colored and cut it out. And this is the one from the DSP. This is definitely brighter than the coloring with the blends, but it still looks pretty good. So you can take your choice, you know, die cut or stamp and color. Your choice. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you later. Goodbye.